Second. Shalom, shalom. Hey, Lisi, how's it going? How are you? How are you? Shalom, everybody. I got 10 people in already. Shalom, shalom. Let me say shalom to you guys. Shalom. Good to have you guys. Good to have you guys. Shalom. Look at that. Look at that. Brethren is like a HOQ. What's a? What's going on, brother? Shalom, everyone. Shalom. Starting to see everybody's picking up. Shalom. Shekinya. Brother Frank Stockton. Shalom. By hearing and hearing by. Shalom. Hebrew Homestead. Shalom. Shalom. Brother Lamar. How's it going? How's it going? Tracy belongs to Frank Stockton. Shalom. Shalom. You guys gonna have to excuse me. It was a long and hot day. I'm over here. Shalom, Zen Explorations. Shalom, brother Matt. Brethren is like a yeah, yeah. We'll be talking a little bit more about that in future live streams. A unique taste of soul. Shalom, shalom. Unique taste of soul. Is that cooking? You cook? You run a restaurant or something? Taste of soul. I mean, if there's another meaning in there, let me know. I think that's interesting. Shalom, shalom. Give you guys a little bit of time to get in there. Awesome, man. Whew, what a week last week. It was physical. It was physical, and I am just beat. I'm thirsty. I'm hot. Um, Let me make sure I turn the volume off over here, or else I'm gonna hear myself twice. There we go. It's nuts. Sorry, guys, you're gonna have to excuse me on that. But it's just a long, hot day. I know it's football season for some. If you guys keep up with it, I may just take care of yes, sir, soul food. Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, okay, cool, cool, cool. M for Johnny, Shalom. Shalom, sir. M for Johnny. Nice to have all you guys up there. All right. Now, as you guys know, we've been talking about community, leadership, and this one we're going to be talking about, sacrifice, like some of the things that it's going to take to do this thing. Foosball is for the devil. Yeah, water in your water boy voice. Yeah, exactly. Now I was big, I like football, but being a Texan fan, I don't have a whole lot to cheer about. So what can I say? But we were talking about community and leadership, and sacrifice. And I just want to tell you guys, I had an incredible phone call earlier, and according to my phone, the phone call was about 3, 4 hours, but it didn't feel like it. It didn't feel like it. It was just brethren together, coming and just having one mind, one thought. And you guys, we'll all talk more about it and what transpired, over time. Over time, you guys will definitely see some of the things that we were talking about, some of the things we want to implement. But I just want to salute my brother Andre. I want to salute my brother David. I want to salute my brother Chris. I want to salute my brother Manny. I want to salute all these guys. And you know what? I want to make sure I don't forget anybody. Yeah, Andre, Chris, David, Manny. Yes, that's all of us. So, we five brothers, we were just on the phone and just talking about some different things. We'll get, more details, will be coming soon. But I just want to say that was a very inspiring phone call. Very inspiring. I enjoyed it very, very much. And looking forward to more like that. It's just something when you find a group of like-minded individuals, and you go from there. So I loved it. Okay, much respect love to you too, my brother. Much respect, definitely. Let's see, a unique taste of soul. I just purchased some land 30 miles outside of El Paso, Texas. All right, 35. But you're still in Texas, right? Because El Paso is like right near the border of like Mexico. New Mexico. Well, actually, both of them actually, but right next to New Mexico. So is it you're still in Texas? A taste of soul. And how much land did you buy? How much land did you buy? I'm just curious. If you don't mind sharing. But it's something. It's an incredible thing to really try to come together in one spirit and one mind, and the Father putting pretty much like the same vision on individuals' heart. Okay, Shalom, enlightened one. Shalom, shalom, and that's just incredible. That's incredible. And then you'll be surprised at some of the things you can get done if you work together and you don't care who gets the credit. Amazing what you can get done. So, oh, yeah, okay, still in Texas. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That's awesome. I'm from Texas actually. I'm in Arizona now, but I'm actually from Texas. I actually lived in Texas really all my life, really. But I moved around a little bit. So I'm in Arizona, and I'm about to get out of here too. It's just too hot. Okay, too hot. So, but we're gonna talk a little bit about it. And I want you guys to chime in. 5 acres, awesome, awesome. 5 acres, that's good. It's plenty. I talked to some brothers. They have acres. They got anywhere from 5 acres, 10 acres, 90 acres. Different people, right? And they say pretty much, shalom, shalom, brother David. They say pretty much they live on one for a while before you start getting other people in there. So you're probably going to be on like one part. So 5 is good. In other words, five is pretty good. So congratulations on that too. Congratulations. And also, in that way, the land is pretty cheap out there in West Texas. The land is cheaper if you compare that to east and like the southern part of Texas. The land out there is really cheap. Shalom, brother Manuel Ricardo. Shalom, shalom. But let's chop it up, guys. We talk about all types of sacrifices, and I don't want you guys to think about one thing. I want you to get outside the box when you talk about um, some of the sacrifice that needs to be made to do that. Okay, really, really got to think about that. And matter of fact, I'm gonna give you some of the areas that you're gonna have to think about. Right, give you some of those areas. Friends, gonna be a sacrifice. Family, gonna be a sacrifice. Finances is gonna be a sacrifice. Okay, all these areas are gonna be a sacrifice. So you guys start thinking about some of those types of sacrifices that is gonna have to be made. Okay, and then a couple of things we're gonna have to look at. Is our mindset. Is that right? Okay. So we really got to think about those type of things in there, like friends and family. Right off the rip. Look, you guys know how it is when we did the live stream. So you're new to Torah, or you're new to the truth, and the backlash that you got. Okay, yeah, okay, Jawanda. Okay, Jawanda. Okay, like you said, say family and finances will be the biggest sacrifice. Absolutely, absolutely. Because coming out, sometimes let's stick with friends and family. You already know when you came to this truth. You already know when you start saying, "Hey, you know what? I really think we need to be keeping Torah," and you start being doers of the words. I mean, literally having the words come off the page and in your life, people are going to start separating themselves. It's just like the Messiah said, think not that I've come to bring peace, but a sword. And everybody's going to be divided. Okay? You guys know the scripture. Everyone's going to be divided. Everyone's going to see something. Oh, well, that's your interpretation. Or, oh, it's not that serious. Or, you doing too much. You're going to hear all that stuff. We got to talk about these sacrifices. Okay? See, some of us, you guys on this right now, on this live stream, you've already heard, you went through it. So share it with the other people. Okay? Share it with the other people. Because it is crazy the type of sacrifices that you're gonna have to make. Now again, like I said, talk about friends and family. They're gonna think you're crazy. Okay? You're a crackpot. You're a kook. You're in a coke. You're crazy. It may cost you some friends. It may cost you some friends. It's just like it may cost you some family. And some of you guys on there right now, it costs you some family members. Okay? Matter of fact, I want to know how many people actually you're not as close to some family members as you were before you came into the truth. My children aren't talking to me right now. Jawanda Smith, see? See? Anyone else that you were, Shakenya, yep, here, yeah. You were close, then you came to the truth, and now it's almost like you're strangers. You get them weird looks from, yes, you do. Yep, Ricardo, shalom, family. Yeah, that it's a sacrifice, right? It's a look at what you sacrifice. All family members are distant from me now. Yeah, Sister Sky. Yeah, it happens. See, the reason why I want to bring it out. I want to bring it out. The reason why I want to do that is because I don't want anyone to think that they're alone in this thing. They're alone in people abandoning you. They're like, you know what? Don't have nothing to do with you because you're weird, you're crazy, you're a kook. I want everyone to see that. I want people to see that. That's I lost a wife and 2 kids, House of Lee. Difference in lifestyle plays a part. Yes, it does. Older kids, yep. Some of the older kids coming to the truth. Like I have an adult son. Not a bad son or anything like that. However, he didn't grow up in this truth. I told him about it now, but he's an adult. He's mid-20s, right? And he gets it, but he's not going to practice it, right? He gets it, but he's not going to practice it. So when I build up my tribe, okay, when I build my household, build up my tribe, yeah, I need to have more kids. If I want to do all this and leave an inheritance, I mean, Brother Chris did a great job of edifying the people last night. But if I want to leave an inheritance, it's not that I won't leave my son something. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if I expect the land to stay for the people of Israel, probably going to have some more sons to see who's going to take care of it. Okay? Because how many of us know that you can have all the best intentions in the world, but that doesn't mean that they're going to follow suit, right? It's just like someone, they're going to say, nope, they'd rather go to the city. They'd rather go on to the city. No, I don't want to live on the land somewhere like that. He said, I drive semi-trucks and I'm going to start a transportation business. Praise Yah. Okay? Praise Yah. A unique taste of soul. A Huber Homestead. My eldest son, 23, rejected the truth and his inheritance. That happens. That's what I'm talking about. At this point, my son don't have nothing to do with it. At this point. And don't get me wrong, we don't have a love-hate relationship. We don't have that. Okay, that's fine. It's just that he is not choosing this way. That's all I'm saying. He's just not choosing it. He's an adult. I can't force anything on him. Okay? Same thing. Have a teenage daughter. Maybe the same thing. May not. Don't get me wrong. She respects you. She respects me and all that. But you can tell when someone's not really. Why? Because again, I wasn't in this truth whole life or anything like that. So it's like a little too much of the world got inside. A little too much. So we'll see. Miles has since returned and is now living with us as we follow Torah and live off grid. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah, house of Lee. See, so it's going to be a sacrifice. You got the prodigal son right there. Got a prodigal son situation going on. Good. Unique takes it so cut them off until they submit and come back humbly on bended knee. Apps. That's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you have a rebellious. You know what? You need taste of soul. You done started something now. You done started something. So now I'm gonna look for uh now I'm gonna see if I can get that. Let's see here. Da, 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 da. Right there. It has. I'm just gonna look it up real quick. Because you may have rebellious children. Now, one of the things is they came up in the world. You have to. It's an adjustment. You got to give them a little bit of time. Okay. So, okay. You look at Deuteronomy 21, and you guys already know. I know it says to kill them. Okay, I'm not saying kill them, but you can disown them if there's a because you. And I'm just saying this because some people may be like, well, my kid, this and that, and all that. Obviously, no, don't kill your kids. Okay, I'm saying it. Don't kill your kids. I'm just saying. All right. But Deuteronomy 21, it says, let me go here. If any man, well, I need the whole verse. Let me get the whole verse. That way, I don't get cut off. Okay, so 21 and 18. All right, so Deuteronomy 21, it says, if a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, will not hearken unto them, then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him out unto the elders of his city and unto the gate of this place, of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of his city, this our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. And all the men of the city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shall thou put away evil from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear. Yeah, I bet it. Now, we can't do that obviously today, but if you could, you're going to have a lot less rebellious children. So, since we are in the land of our captors and we're not sovereign, if you got to you let them go. It's like the prodigal son situation. You let them go. You say, you know what? You go do what you want to do. And like the brother said, they have to come back like the prodigal son, humble. Okay? They need to come back humble. Says that my faith is crazy and crap. Joanna Smith, oldest son, 28, says that my faith is crazy and crap. He goes to Steven Anderson's church in Arizona. Ah, okay. How come that Steven Anderson sounds very familiar? Is that a big church? And I'm here in Arizona, and that name sounds very, very familiar. So I'll look it up, but that does sound familiar. So no, if you sacrifice, you're gonna lose children. I've known people who lost their wives. Okay, a wife or wife. They lost their children. They lost mother or father to their faith. Okay, I know a sister or a parent don't like the faith. Don't like elements in the faith. Okay, they don't like elements of this faith. Okay, what we should be doing. Don't like it, right? Alienate, okay, alienate you, treat you, like a pariah, black sheep, or something like that. It's gonna happen. Okay, I lost my family members and what brother Lamar, he lost his family members and wife, and that's the cost. That's the cost. That's what's gonna happen. And I'm not saying, oh, it don't matter, oh, you don't care, whatever, but no man put his hand to the plow. We have to. The reason why we do this, Okay, myself, the brothers, or following shoe account, the House of Colette. Okay, all of us. The reason why we talk about that, all the brothers, the reason why we talk about these things and we support each other and stuff like that is because the same things that's happening to you guys, it happened to us. It happened to us in some capacity. Manifold will come like Christ. Exactly, Brother Lamar. Yes, exactly. Okay. He said that anyone who follow him, matter of fact, I'll bring that out too. I will bring that out too. Okay. Deuteronomy 27 and 16. Curses he who dishonors his father or mother. And all the people shall say amen. All the people shall say amen. But I do have that other, because I know what you're talking about. You're talking about when Peter asked, Christ, hey, we have forsaken all. You know, and then Christ gave 1927, I should say. Matthew 19:27. So let's just go there. Because we brought this one out before. So I know exactly what you're talking about. So over here it says, Then Peter answered and said unto him, Behold, we have forsaken all and followed thee. What shall we have therefore? Like, what are we going to get? We left everything. What are we going to get, right? And 28, and Jesus said unto them, Verily I say unto you, that ye which have followed me in the regeneration, when the Son of Man shall sit in the throne of his glory, ye shall sit upon 12 thrones, judging the 12 tribes. He said that to the apostles, right? Look at what he said to us in 29. And everyone that has forsaken houses, because a lot of times a guy get divorced and what? He loses his house, okay? Or you just leave your house, or you just abandon your house. But, and everyone that has forsaken houses or brethren or sisters or father or mother or wife or children or lands for my sake shall receive 100-fold and shall inherit everlasting life. Job, he received a lot back too, didn't he? He received a lot back too. So that's why I want to bring stuff out like this. So I want people to be able to look at that chat and be like, wow, okay, this guy lost out. Oh, she went through a lot. I don't want anyone to think your situation is in a vacuum. I don't even want any people to think that. Okay? Roughly, understand. I missed my nephew's first birthday party. I'm sorry about that, Brother Matt. That's what I'm excited about, Brother Lamar. I missed my niece's birthday party too. It's about to get real. If they are married and their spouses does not comply, they shall abandon their family and follow the Lord. I can't find the exact scripture. Yeah, I think right there, what we just did, the Matthew 19:27, or starting at verse 27, it's about to get real. Matthew 19:27. I think that's the one that you're looking for. All right. Tracy belongs to Frank. It's Matthew 19:27 for that one. He's saying all those things are going to happen. Okay. And unless you guys are talking about, okay, y'all, someone put Ezra 10:3. I don't know what that is, but let's take a look. Yeah. Oh, I do remember putting away the strange wives. It says, now, therefore, Ezra 10:3, now therefore let us make a covenant with our God to put away all the wives and such as born to them, according to the counsel of my Lord, and of those that tremble at the commandment of our God, and let it be done according to the law. If you have to, sometime, you do with it what you want. I'm just giving the scripture. I'm just saying it may cost you something. You're going to have to sacrifice something. I told you, I did it in another live stream. There's a brother back in Texas. I was there. He lost a wife. She's like, I ain't doing it. Not going to happen. I'm not doing it. And I told you, I had two sides of the spectrum, right? I had two brothers. One brother, he said, I'm going to do this and keep the Shabbat, keep the commandments. We're going to do it according to the scripture, right? Told his wife, And she was like, "Nope, I'm not doing it. I ain't going to no Sabbath. I am doing none of that." He stuck his ground. She left and had the kids. Had another brother, same situation, said the same thing. She held her ground, and he left the faith. Sacrifice. And then the Messiah said, "Anyone who loves mother, father, anybody more than me is not worthy of me." Right? Didn't he say something like that? I'm not upset about if they aren't my real family anyways. They don't do the will of the Father. He said, "Who's my brother? Who's my mother? Who's my brother? They who does the will of my Father. It is they who's my mother and my brother." So I I understand how that goes. That's a sacrifice. That's what we're talking about right now. We're talking about sacrifice. What it really, really is going to take. So you're going to end up losing friends. You may lose family, and you're going to end up losing finances too. I mean, you look at the rich young ruler, and he told him, "Hey, sell all your stuff. Sell all your stuff. Give it to the poor. Come follow me." Right? In this case, the people who don't want to, yes sir, brother David, yes sir, y'all are nothing. The people who don't want to come out of her, my people, is because they are tethered to the system strongly. They're tethered to the system. They're not done suckling at the teat of the system. They need more. Absolutely, Hebrew Homestead. We all have to have that Joshua moment. Choose you this day. There's like, well, I can't leave because, I can't because. Now you have all this information. You feel like the Father put on your heart that, hey, the way this is going is not going to continue. That you see that there is systemic problems in the way things are right now. You've seen the news. I don't have to recite it to you. You've seen the news. Whether it's economic, where's the moral depravity, where's the GMO foods, doesn't matter. You have all this. You know all this. And now you're trying to prognosticate and be like, well, I think I got 5 years, or it probably won't have, nothing will happen probably for 10 years, or, nothing probably, maybe I got 20. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. Time draws near. We have no idea. We don't even know if we have next week. Okay? We don't know. Now, if you have all this information, have all this on your heart, and the Most High keeps trying to tell you something, how long you think he's going to keep trying to warn you and you're not listening? How long? It's going to take some serious sacrifice. You're not going to have all the I's are probably not going to be dotted. All the T's are probably not going to be crossed. You can't sit there and wait till all the lights are green before you get going. It's going to happen. Yes, it's happening now. The plagues, I mean, brother Manny's talking about they have what's coming? Leprosy is coming back. What? That's biblical. That's biblical. Leprosy is coming back? I stopped going around my mother, brothers, sisters, and kids that don't want to follow or obey the laws. If they're not an asset to my walk, then they're a liability. Good way of looking at it. Good way of looking at it. Because that, at the end of the day, that's all that matters at the end of the day. I'm telling you, you better get around some folks who also want to follow Yah. You better get, yes sir, leprosy and bubonic plague here in LA. That's biblical. Okay? That. See, these seals are opening up. Go back and study the seals. Matter of fact, go back and study the seals, the trumpets, and the bowl judgments. Go back and look at all that. Locusts in Las Vegas, wildfires in Siberia and Alaska. Only the Lord of hosts spoke of it. Yeah. All this in diverse places and stuff. It is unfolding, people. So you tell me how much time do we have? How much time do you think you have? That's all I'm saying. We can't wait till everything is perfect. I mean, I'm leaving it. I'm leaving. I don't even have the land yet. Okay, I'm heading out that way. I don't even have my land yet. I'm looking, but I don't even have it yet. But I'm going. I bought a trailer. I'm like, I'm getting the hell out of here. I don't care. I'm getting out of here. Okay, that's it. That's it. That's it. Because, like I said in the last live stream, I've wasted enough. I've wasted enough time. I've wasted more than enough time. So not having it. Not having it. I had fellowship with some Hebrews in my city who kept making excuses to come out of the city. They were choosing their families over following Yah. I stopped my fellowship with them. Understood. In fact, I followed a ministry, and they're in the truth and stuff like that, but they are tethered to the city, And I talked to one of the leaders, one of the teachers actually, and I just said, what do you think about community? What do you think about community and stuff? And he's like, well, the Lord's gonna take care of you or whatever. The people in the city, you got to reach the people in the city and all that. I'm like, man, it really sounded a whole lot like Christianese. It really sounded a lot like Christianese. I didn't like that at all. I was like, okay. I mean, I wasn't gonna argue with him or whatever. He taught me a lot of the things that I know, so I'm not gonna argue with him. But I'm like, okay. I'm just saying, there's a lot of ministries talking about getting out and things like that. And I was like, well, you don't have to live in the city to reach the people in the city. I mean, look at us. I'm not near any of you guys right now, and yet we're communicating. So if you have an internet connection, you can reach people. My online teachings or whatever is right here on YouTube. Okay, it's right here on YouTube. So I don't know. But hey, I kept my mouth shut. I'm not gonna rebuke not an elder or whatever. Like I said, he taught me a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to say anything against him. That's why I'm not saying who it is or anything like that. Because I don't want to bring any kind of railing accusation or nothing like that, right? So, what can I say? What can I say? I gotta make. I personally, it's on my heart to get out. I gotta go. Now, I want to salute. Let's see here. Looks like I was hanging on the initial reminder. Glad I made it to the live stream before falling. Oh my god, falling. I hope it was just failing or something. I hope you're okay, Sister Rosie UK. I hope you're all right. All right. You can't leave the city because then they can't take your money. Exactly. Exactly. I stopped fellowshipping with a group that felt the same. Yeah, it was just too. I'm like, I mean, where's that whole, I mean, the symbolism is all in the Bible. Lot had to leave Sodom and Gomorrah. Noah had to build the ark. We have to save ourselves toward from this untoward generation. We have to save ourselves. He's telling us exactly how to do it. I mean, the Messiah even said, when you see Jerusalem compass about, when you see the armies compass Jerusalem, flee to the mountains. He didn't say, I'm gonna magically whisk you away and no, he said flee to the mountain. Don't even go in your house. I don't know, but we're crazy. We're crazy. We're crazy. Okay, and that is your faith, by the way. That is your faith. Whoever he told in that day, when Jerusalem is compassed about, okay, talking about 70 AD, when Jerusalem is compassed about by armies flee to the mountains. Those who believed his words fled to the mountain and they made it. That's why some of us are alive today. The ones who didn't believe him stayed in the city and got slaughtered. That's what happened. That's how that goes. So, unfortunately, not everyone's going to get it. Not everyone's willing to make the sacrifice. Why? Because those possessions, that being tied to the system, it was too much. That's what they want. Okay, that they had to. I have to be in the city. Like I said, I mean, I'm in insurance. I have to sell it to somebody, right? But it's okay. I'd rather go home. I don't mind working in the city and going home to my homestead. It's that simple. I'd rather do that. As of now, I have lost my family and much of my hard assets, investments I thought was going to bring me wealth. As bad as it hurt, I count as a blessing as I'm gaining the kingdom. Yes, yes. Now to keep moving. Absolutely, absolutely, brother Manuel. Keep it pushing. You will overcome. Don't grow faint in doing good. Jawanda, I was looking for land right before the stream. The land in Ozark is quite affordable. Some have dwellings on it and owner finance. Absolutely, I definitely looking for some of the owner finance. The white man foresees evil and hide himself. Of course, that's like the mantra of us. Uh, that's like the mantra. I was talking about not falling asleep. Oh, okay. Perhaps you couldn't see the sleeping mode. Okay, okay. I just want to make sure you're okay. Because I didn't get it. That's me. I was just slow. Once again, the ark was spiritual, bro. It fell out of the sky. Yeah. He had to spiritually build that ark. Right. And he spiritually gave him, so many cubits high, and so many cubits wide, and so many cubits long. That was all spiritual. That was all spiritual. Right on, brother man. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, it that's also part of mindset, right? Because I know one of the reasons, there was a couple of reasons, but one of the reasons that took me so long for moving my feet or whatever is because I found some of those excuses. Okay, it was like, well, I got to be around people. That's how my business work. Um, so I got to be around people. I have to be pretty near to the city and stuff like that. And I had good intentions, but it didn't come to fruition, right? I mean, you guys saw some of the old videos and stuff. I was trying to work my land, trying to do things, here in Arizona, but I don't feel like this place is for me. Okay, it's not for me. The things that I was gonna have to do to get it serviceable and everything is just gonna cost so much more money. I'll give you an example. And brother Chris over following shoe, he can kind of give you an idea as well because he used to stay in Arizona. Um, Now is it the case everywhere? But this is the case in a lot of places. Water table, right? And no, I'm not saying, oh, well, all the water is disappearing and all that. I mean, it is a desert, but there is water here. The problem is, it's really deep. Okay, it's really deep. Now, if you guys want to see the average cost of digging a well, over in the Ozarks, when I checked, unless you guys have something different, somewhere around $7,500, right? Between $7,000 and $8,000. Okay, Arizona, wait for it, $60,000. That's pretty much making the decision for me. $60,000. Okay, now is that it like everywhere? But it's certainly it in the mountains where my land is. Yeah, $60,000. I read the division and hey, he can't be a part of that a few hours ago, man. Okay, yeah, sorry about that. Holy moly, bad. Holy moly, bad. Yeah, times 10 exactly. Just to dig a well, just to dig a well. You can check it out yourself. Believe me, I called because I wanted to dig a well. I wanted water. I'm like, man, you can, you know what I'm saying? That's 40 acres somewhere else, but it's just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, it is hot in Arizona. It really is. It really it's pretty bad. I'm talking to people out, you guys way out east and stuff like that, and they're like, ooh, it's hot, ooh, it's 81 or whatever. I'm like, try 115. Okay, that's what it's like out here. Try 115. Yes, sir. I checked near where I bought in Ozarks, and they said it would be about six. That's what I checked. Okay, that's what I checked. Somewhere between $6,000 and $8,000. Compare that to $60,000. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm no. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. So no, I'm just not gonna do it. So that's what I'm gonna do. So that goes with sacrificing finances in a way. because remember I uprooted from Texas. I moved all the way over here, and I uprooted to move over here just to be closer to the land so I can do more stuff, on it and stuff like that. But then I'm like, this is not. Yeah, well drilling. Yeah, 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 brother. Well drilling. Yep. Think about what life without electricity there is. AC without AC. Yeah, I know. I don't even want to think about it. I don't even want to think about it. The thing is, you could end up less productive in Arizona because it's so hot and it drains so much energy. Now, yes, I know dry. Everyone say, "Oh, dry heat." Dry heat, humidity. Look, I come from Texas. A lot of humidity. Okay, a lot of heat, a lot of humidity. It's not uncommon to have 102. Okay, but in Arizona, it's not uncommon to have 110, 115. I was here when it was 123. Okay, so my point is, you're gonna be a lot less productive because it drains so much energy out of you. Come lunchtime, you're like, I'm going in the house. It's crazy. Okay, and then of course, if you don't have solar panels to help mitigate some of the electricity costs, you can have five, six, seven, $800 electricity bills. That's how it is. Sorry, that's how it is. And depending on where you are, when some electric companies have the monopoly, when there's the only one you can choose from, you got to pay it. And then a lot of them are prepaid because they know those bills get really high. 6, 7, 5, 6, 7. Now in the winter, it's pretty good. It's okay. $100, $150 is not bad. But unless you have solar panels, it's gonna be outrageous. Okay, and out here is such a. I mean, we pricing out solar panels to put on homes and all that, and they're talking 40, 50, $60,000. Okay, for solar panels. Okay, to put that out there. Now I know you could probably get the panels a little cheaper, and you can buy some, but it's almost like a do-it-yourself kind of thing if you're gonna get out there and get it done. So that's yeah, yeah. It's just too high. He said we stopped working at 3 yesterday. It was 2. Yeah, it gets like that. It gets like that. You know. Yeah, exactly. And yeah, some of the restrictions you want to get out because of that. But anyway, so some of the finances. So some of us were afraid that we're going to lose some finances. Let me just say, you're probably going to a little bit, here and there. You're probably going to because it's just one of those. Uh, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. Let's see here. Beyond Babbitt, do you plan on purchasing your land or homestead cash? If not, what are your thoughts on usury credit and interest? Abraham's example of purchasing a land, he buried Sarah cash. Okay, could you rephrase that last part? Because I don't, I don't know what he buried Sarah cash. I don't that last part of that. I don't get that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't know what that is. Um, so yeah, it's gonna be kind of tough there. If you can find, but as far as, but I would love to just buy it cash. If I get the cash from selling my property here, then I would use that cash to buy the property there. Otherwise, I'd probably own or finance. I'm trying not to have to go to a bank or whatever and get tied up in that. I just don't want that. Okay. So, yeah, you can't work with a bank in case something comes up. So I don't know, but they work for some people. I don't think it's going to work for me. So with solar, we have to learn to budget our consumption and add a generator to the system. Absolutely, absolutely. Years ago, I kind of remember you were yeah, 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 yeah. Well, yeah, it's there. Yeah, it's rocky going in there. It does. Um, it is. It is. But there are some people, who are living there, but they're doing a lot of like rain catchment. So I just wanted to be different. I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna dig a well. I wonder why no one's, more people digging wells until I got a price. And I was like, oh, okay, that's why they're gonna do rain catchment. Okay, no problem. So they do rain catchment. They do water hauling out there. Cash only, no debt. Borrow is slave to the land. Absolutely, cash is the best. Cash is the best way to buy it. I wouldn't recommend someone go get a bank loan or anything like that. If you do it, that's up to you. But I don't know. Look for owner financing or pay cash. Absolutely, absolutely. 3,000 for 7 acres. Good gravy. That is a wonderful deal. That's an awesome deal. This is why I let my family take my portion. Too much house, absolutely. Gotcha. Would you consider countries outside the U.S. For example, Central or South America? Yeah. If you when you go to another country, you gotta know their laws and things like that. If I got educated on their laws and everything, I know a lot of people go to like Puerto Rico. I know some people do that. I know some people go to Costa Rica because of laws and things like that. I know a couple, not many. I know one person. He pretty much has residence in Costa Rica because of the different laws, the value of the dollar and stuff like that. Not in the truth, not in his faith or anything like that. So yeah, there's some other possibilities. He paid cash for the land. That he buried Sarah on. Yeah, paying cash. Yeah, paying cash. Yeah, it's the best. That's number one. If you pay cash, do that. He brought Forbes, Lake of the Ozarks. We need more Israelites out here. Absolutely, absolutely. That's what I'm looking at. I think the Most High is telling me, take a look at the Ozarks. Let's go take a look at the Ozarks. What are some owner finance options in the Ozarks? Okay. You may be asking some of the guys out there. I'm sorry, some of the guys in the chat, because some of them on the chat live out there in the Ozarks. So you may want to ask some of them. So if you guys can help her with that. I'm not there. I'm looking. I'm not there. So I probably wouldn't be the best right now. I see a few owner finances and stuff like that. A couple of realtors that I run into, they tend to shy away from, not all, but they tend to shy away from, at least my interactions that I've had with them, they tend to shy away from the whole owner finance thing. I guess the commissions are lower or something. I don't know, but they really don't, they don't make a big deal out of it. So, the finances and also the mindset. See, there's going to be a lot of challenges out there. A couple of things. Here's some of the bare minimum stuff. Okay, bare minimum. Okay, bare minimum. Food is a concern. Okay, we look in Proverbs and it said, "Prepare thy fields without, and then afterwards build your house." Right. So, food. So prepare your gardens. Get everything straight. Food essential. Food is life. So is water. Water is life. So dig a well, have rain catchment, and some purification. Got to get that going. It's very important. Get your mindset right, and obviously shelter. Okay. So have your food thought of, worked out. Have your water for consumption, for cooking, for bathing, the whole 9 yards, and for waste. Then you have your shelter. You gotta have some kind of homestead. It doesn't have to be a big 30-foot mansion. 30,000-foot mansion. It don't have to be all that, okay? Simple, enough to keep you warm, which, again, the next one is warmth. How to stay warm, okay? We work with some brothers on that, but how to stay warm. You got to be able to do that, okay? A lot of firewood and things like that, and rocket stoves, and there's a number of things you have to do. So those are the essentials. You're gonna say, what are the essentials for me to survive? Those are those essentials, because the sacrifice you're gonna be making is some of these creature comforts that we have, okay? Some of the things that makes it really, running water is very comfortable. Running water is very comfortable, so you got to think about that. Sacrifice is going to take that, and then you work towards building yourself back up, okay, in a different way, because you may be talking about off grid. Not everybody's going to be off grid, but it will kind of help, in case there's some sort of, problem, and then you're stuck with the city electricity and the city's water and all that stuff. So you might want to consider that. But you want to work your way back up. Again, you build that solar array, boom, you have electricity. You want to have an abundance of it. You want to have more than enough. You want to have some redundancies. So it's going to take that type of sacrifice. It's going to take you humbling yourself and saying, you know what? When I get there, there's going to be a lot of work to do. Everything's not going to be perfect. Everything is just not going to be perfect. Okay? You're going to have food. How are you going to prepare that food? How are you going to cook it? Okay, I mentioned rocket stove. How are you going to cook it? Okay, how are you going to have power? Okay, what are you going to do with your phone? Okay, will you have a computer or internet or something like that? Some of you guys might need that. How are you going to shower? How are you going to heat your water? Many people, they make the sacrifice and they just take cold showers. That's what you're gonna have to do. Okay, you have to get very, very conservative. Right now, I could take a 20-minute shower. I already know can't do it out there. I already know that can't do it out there. So I gotta take a 2-3 minute shower, less than 5 minute shower. You gotta quick in out, conserve that water. Okay, so it's it's gonna take a lot of sacrifices, and the question is, are people willing to sacrifice because Yah said go? That's the question. Are we willing to sacrifice because the Most High said go, get it done? You're gonna have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable for a little while. Okay, 2.5 hours, not bad. How much land going for approximately? Okay, 75 cents. Ooh, 275-gallon totes. Wow, nice, nice. Biggest sacrifice for most people will be comfort and convenience. Brother David, you said that. Brother David, that's what's gonna hurt most people a lot. Okay, that's what's gonna hurt. That's gonna be like, ugh. That's what's gonna make them cringe. Absolutely. Go to Forbes.loa and see what they have. Okay, I'll check that out. But those things are only temporary sacrifices. With hard work, you can build a great, comfortable-ish lifestyle. Yes, yeah, I agree. I agree. Because when we first started off, imagine, I know this is in the city, but imagine when we first got out on our own at some 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever. And we started off what? Maybe as a roommate somewhere, so you just had a room and you shared everything else, or you got your first little apartment. You had a little apartment, you probably had maybe just a mattress. That's it. You just didn't have it all, and then all of a sudden, over time, what do? We accumulate, and that's what it is. Consumerism. That's all it is. So you have to humble yourself and start over once again. Okay, that's it, and you're gonna build it in a different way, a different lifestyle, an off-grid type lifestyle. You can make a shower with only a gallon of water. Yeah, yeah. You got to learn how to be conservative. You got to be able to work with what you have. Okay, totally agree. Totally agree. Let's see here. No building restrictions in rural areas of the Ozarks. Absolutely, I looked into that. I did that top 10 places video to go off grid. And Ozarks it's up there. It's on a lot of lists. So the Ozarks are out there. I think there's going to be a mass exodus towards the Ozarks, if you ask me. I really do. It comes up on a lot of lists, and as things begin to happen, people's radars are going to start going up, and they're going to be like, I think I want to get out of here, and let me see, where should I go? So I think Ozarks will be one of those places. Okay. Shalom, Bakar, shalom. So that's what people have to understand. It's gonna take some sacrifices, and not everyone is going to be able to do it. All right. So some of the things the right mindset. We were talking about doing this community, and applaud my brother and salute Chris over at Following Yeshua. Did a live stream yesterday, and it was phenomenal. Okay, phenomenal. And what I mean by that is that we were looking at community one way. Now, I did a video on the different types of community, right? Where you have a community where it's a tribe and it's just a family and just grows. The family grows, and then you grow the land, and these interconnected tribes and stuff like that, different lands. So we kind of hit on that. Then of course you have the community, kind of like what Straightway have, where you have a pastor. He's over everybody. He's over all the land and all that other stuff, right? You have that. And then I was talking about like mutual assistance groups and things of that nature. But anyway, what my brother did was turn some of these other ideas of community on its head. Turn some of these ideas on his head. And he went back to the Bible. That's what he did. He went back to the Bible, and he put forth a question. Okay, I talked to him earlier today. I told him that you ruined my live stream because now I don't have anything to talk about. That's not completely true, because I was always going to talk about sacrifice and stuff like that. But he put it on the line, and he just said, okay. We're commanded in the Torah and in the prophets, we're supposed to have inheritance for the firstborn, right? We're supposed to leave an inheritance. You know, what's important? Inheritance, right? And a wise man leaves an inheritance for his children's children, right? If you go with some of the other models, okay? If you go with some of the other models, how do you leave an inheritance? If you go to some of the other models, right? Because there's some models out there where you just give up your whole paycheck, right? There's models you just give up everything and you just you sell everything and everybody puts it all in a pot and all the other stuff. And I haven't heard them say you do anything else. So you just do that and everybody have all things in common, right? But what about the inheritance? So he raised a pretty good question. I loved it, but I'm going to say I want to go with the biblical model. Now go with me for a second. I want to go with the biblical model. The one that he's already laid out, okay? The one he's already laid out. I want to go to the biblical model, okay? Because that live stream yesterday was powerful. It was great, okay? It was fantastic, okay? And it was scripture, okay? So I'm not going to rehash that. He did a phenomenal job on that, right? And I think he's going to open up the eyes of some people. He's going to open up their mind. He's going to stimulate some thought right there to say, okay, wait a minute. Because guess what? A lot of people were thinking, do I have to give up everything? Really? Because if I don't give up everything, then am I really Israel? Am I really going Yah's way? Right? That's what people were wondering, right? But then when you, simple questions, what about inheritance? And do we see in the Torah, because we have to bring everything back to Torah, do we see in the Torah, was that the common practice? Right? So let's look at it like this. What we can do instead is every man have their own land. Like we said, like I was talking about in tribes in another video, just having just tribes, everyone have their own land in proximity. Because one of the other brothers was saying, when you look at the map of Israel, when Israel was divided up between the tribes and where everyone resided, everyone didn't reside on one land. I mean, all of Israel, but each tribe was in their inherited spot. Each tribe, right? Except Levi was among all of them. But to serve the office of the priesthood. But here's what I'm saying. You can still do that today. Okay? You can still do that today. You can still, every man can, because every man's charged with leaving an inheritance, right? Every man can do that, have his own land. Now, before you say, well, I don't have the money, I can't do this, and I didn't say you cannot live with another person on their land. I didn't say that. You can live with someone on their land, just not forever. Okay? You say, hey, I'm having a hard time starting out. I don't have any of this. I don't have that. All that. Okay, I get it. But what if you live with a man for a predetermined amount of time? A predetermined amount of time. Okay? So you have a man, say you have a man, have a family, whatever. Okay, yeah, you're going to go on this man's land. You're going to go by his rules. You're not going to do your own thing. You're there to help and learn. Okay? You're there to help and learn. That's what you're there for. To help and learn. All right? So while you save up your money, you learn the skills that you need. Okay? You learn the skills that you need to run your own land when you save up the money and you go get it. So what, you want to stay with him for 6 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years? Fine. Predetermined. You go to the brethren. Hey, I'll stay here a couple years, whatever, and you start to do it. It's a win-win situation. Thank you, Brother David. It's a win-win situation. Okay? It says, does the Torah specifically say that land has to be part of it? No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. But if you're looking at other model, if you're giving up all your money every paycheck, then what are you gonna leave them? Okay, Brother Lamar, that's all I'm saying. The other model is you give up all your paycheck, all things in common, put it all in a pot, and then of course they pay, they pay all the bills and all this stuff, and maybe give you like a small allowance. Okay, so what kind of inheritance are you going to leave if you gave up all your money? Okay, so we have to think about that. Okay, but we can look at law of inheritance. But no, it won't say specifically land. Okay, okay, right. It won't say specifically land. If you gave up all your money, what are you going to leave? You have nothing coming back. Well, you have a couple $100 coming back. Gee, you can't even put that in an account to get any kind of interest or anything. It's not enough. It's not enough. So anyway, imagine that. Okay, let's just say I don't have a whole lot or whatever, because I'm really waiting for my land to sell right here. Let's say I go to one of the brethren. I use myself as an example. I go to brother, me, my family and my trailer, pull on up there, brother. Yeah, I come to one of the brothers and they say, okay, you can stay here a little bit. Okay, brother, while I'm here to learn from you. I'm an extra pair of hands for you. Okay, while I'm looking for my land. All right. Now, guess what I get? Guess what I get? I get experience. Like, I've never built a house before. Okay, but I get experience, and I can work with whatever he needs. Boom, I'm there. What do you need? Okay, let's do this. Show me how to do. Show me how. I'm gonna become a student. That's it. If it's an experienced man, his wife, his kids, or whatever, I get to see how a man runs his household. Not to judge him, just to learn. Okay, this man's house in order. Let me look at how this thing works. How does he run his house day to day? That kind of thing. Okay, boom. Now, you never know. That man could get, you know what? I'll get to that in a minute. But now I have an opportunity. The brethren is helping me out, all things in common, right? I have my little trailer. If I need some help, I don't have a certain tool, I can still go to that man and say, hey, I need a wrench, I need a hammer, I need a mallet, I need a something, right? All things in common. So, and the brother, he covered it so well, right? But I just want to take it further. You say you have a young man, okay? He's young, he's 22, 23, he wants to have a family, have his own land, all that, right? He's just starting off, doesn't have a whole lot. Okay. Now, you have the brethren out there. Okay, we're out in Ozark. You have the brethren out there, and this young man, young guy, 22, 23 years old, young guy, he's trying to start off. He doesn't have a wife yet or anything like that. He stays with one of the brethren for 6 months, 9 months, a year, learning, becoming a student, getting his skills up, contributing. And what? He gets to break bread with that brother. He learns everything, right? He learns what he can. Then he goes to another brother's land. See, we all talked about this. This is not Israelite prepper, his idea. Okay, we all talked about this. Okay, so this is, I'm nobody. I'm nobody special. Okay, nobody special. But you have a young man, and he's learning from one brother. He stays there 6, 9 months, a year. He goes to another brother. He stays there predetermined amount of time. We'll go to another brother. Okay, and on and on and on. And each time he's picking up skills. He's saving up his money. And what if each brother gift him something on his way out the door? One brother gift him a cow. Another one gift him 3 goats. Another one gift him 10 chickens on his way out the door. He bought his land. Now what? He has his land. He has some animals. He can go start his garden. He knows how to build something. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely, brother David. He's a master degree in manhood. He gets a master's degree in animal husbandry. He gets a master's degree in carpentry. Look at that education right there. Look at that right there. Hands-on in learning how to actually put in practice love thy neighbor as thyself. Putting it in practice. Actually doing it. Not just saying, oh, it's just pretty little words. Putting it in practice. Doing it. Now, how are we not helping the brethren with that? How? And he gets to have his own land when he's ready. But in the meantime, skills up. And also in the meantime, he gets to come out of her, my people, right away. If he's willing to be a servant, if someone's willing to be a servant, man, or a handmaid, don't worry. Nobody has to walk around and say these titles. Oh, I'm servant Robert. Yeah, do that, Robert, brother Robert. That's it. Oh, I'm handmaid Natasha. You don't have to have all. You don't have to do that. I'm Sister Natasha. That's it. That's all you have to do. So that way, the brethren can help people immediately. Immediately, if provided they have land. Immediately. And now he can marry some of those men's daughters. Absolutely. Absolutely. And now the brethren, now we can vouch for each other. When these families and these tribes are coming up, okay? If brother David, brother Andre, if my brother, whatever, and they have, sons and daughters, and I have sons and daughters, guess who I would prefer my sons and daughters to take spouses with? When it's time for a young man, okay, that I went back. Let me go back to the young man. Now, when it's time for this young man to find a wife, and let's say someone has one of the brothers have a handmaid on his property, right, in his household. Now, this young man went around to each brother and spent some time doing something. We can vouch for this guy. We can vouch for his character. Yes, this dude is a hard worker. This dude gets it done. This dude has learned a lot over the last few years. He's ready. He's ready to bring up his own household. He's ready to run a home. He's ready to build his tribe. So you tell me. You tell me. Let's see here. Okay, that is a well-rounded brother who is now eligible for possible marrying a daughter in Israel via the brethren. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's a great point. That's how we build Israel. That's exactly how we build Israel. Building real brotherhood. Absolutely. Okay. Brothers, that's how it's done. That's how it's done. And it's still book. It's still scripture. It's still scripture. We see in the Bible people had servants, and that's another thing when you come to service. People had this messed up, twisted idea like all servants are like slaves. No, you had to treat your servants very well. You had to treat them very, very well. You're not supposed to mistreat them, right? And so again, if I owe a brother something, okay? If I owe a brother something, I can work it off. You go on his land, you work it off. I totaled his car. Oh man, I totaled a brother's car. Turn it over. No, I have no insurance or whatever the case may be, or whatever the case, right? And let's say the estimate was, like $10,000. Okay, we need to calculate how long it'll be for me to work off $10,000. Okay, it's indentured servitude, but after that, must go free. Even the Bible says, after 7 years, go free. Return a man unto his possession. Okay, we're still going by book. We're still going by what the book says. Is the focus of this group compound living or what? Compound living? No, I wouldn't say compound living. I would say community living. But I also said that each person would have their own land. So I wouldn't say. I'm serious, y'all. I'll come serve. Okay, brother Lamar. Hey, all right, don't play. You got everybody looking at you. Okay, when we come when we come a calling, that's hey. They say, all right, brother Lamar, let's go. Israel has the best code of ethics when it comes to dealing with servitude. Absolutely, that's what I'm talking about. People really got to look behind these words and look behind the law. If you knock out a servant's teeth, let him go for the sake of his teeth. Brother, all these. Oh my goodness. Yeah, but we have different laws. Look up those things. You mess something, you got to make a man whole. Like when I use the wreck of his car or something like that, you got to make a person whole. And so if it takes me to have to go work on a brother's land a little bit for the equivalent of the 10,000, you know what I'm saying? You say we have to work out a wage. You say, okay, so let's just say it's 10, 20 bucks, 10, 15, 20 bucks an hour or something like that. Now, how long is it going to take me to do, work off, $10,000? That's that. If I work on his land, you know what? Let's just get a calculator. All right. So you guys are not going anywhere, so I'm going to check it out. I want to check it out. I just want to get an idea. I know it's going to be a few months, but let's just say, let's split the difference. $15 an hour. 15 times I'm gonna say 80 hours. I'm gonna say no. 15, 80, 160, 160 hours. So that's a whole month. I want to go a whole month. Okay, 15 times 160. So it's $2,400 a month. Okay, and I need to get to $10,000. So that's 4 months and a week or two. 4 months and a week. See? So I would have to go and I make that now. Okay, so we take $15 an hour, right? So I would go and I would work for a man for 4 months and a week, right? Make that. I'll work for you 4 months and a week to pay back his 10,000. So he's gonna have 4 months and a week worth of labor from me, and right there, and I'm a servant. I'm an indentured servant, right there. There's no shame in that, but after that, we're clear. My debt is clear. We're good. We're square. We'll have no more problems, right? And that's it. So, we got to look at things a little bit different. Everybody, sometimes they think, oh, Torah is, old fashioned or archaic. Come on, come on. We got to, we got to do better than that. We got to do better than that. Now, obviously, if you're skilled in a certain area, then it'd be more than the $15 an hour. If I was a carpenter or something, I'm not. But if I was, that'd be different. If you're paying, I'm paying you back with my expertise, and my expertise is worth whatever the price you guys agree on. So you go from there. So yeah, absolutely, Yahweh. That's just a better way to go. It's the better way to go. Think about that. Now, how are we not living in community? How are we not living in a community? We're all within 90 minutes of each other, or 2 hours. Okay, still living in community. We can vouch. Someone's community. One of the brothers may have a heart to help out the single, unmarried women and stuff like that, because a lot of times they're cast aside as being undesirable or something. But that happens. I don't think so, but that happens. They're cast aside or whatever. But yeah, someone may want to take care of the widows and the orphans and stuff like that. It just, whatever the case may be, being a father to the fatherless, whatever the case may be, each land could specialize in something. What's the harm in that? Each land could specialize in something. One brother may have a whole barn set up and he can butcher. And also someone bring a cow over there or a deer over there. And what's wrong with the brethren going over there learning how to butcher? Another one may already have, an outdoor shooting range already set up, ready to go. Who knows? Another one might have a tractor. Another brother may own some heavy equipment. Learn how to get on that and use that. Different. Now we're a community. I'm not going to even talk about all the other stuff we're talking about. The possibilities are endless. Okay? The possibilities are endless. So, if I work in a call center dealing with health insurance, I don't think that will be needed in the wilderness. My head will need a strong man to assist on the land. My head has many skills, but he is in a wheelchair. He can teach, but he will need some legs. If he has the skills, and you guys are willing, Sister Jawanda, and he's willing to take someone in, right? What state are you guys in? If you don't mind asking. Answering that question, if you don't mind saying that, what state? You don't have to get, down to the city or anything, but what state do you live in? Because if he doesn't mind, if he doesn't mind, maybe housing, if y'all don't mind housing someone for a little while, we're in Ohio right now. Okay, so is that where the land's gonna be? Like, if that's where you guys staying, or y'all have land somewhere else? I just want to be on the same page with you. Okay, and I agree with you, brother Bertie. I agree with you. Bring the book to life. Get these words off the page and store it in your heart. It's real easy to remember some of these things if you're living it, if you're just doing it all the time. Okay, he said, no, we are looking in. Okay, yeah, okay, great to have you. See, here's the thing. You already know there's brethren moving out to the Ozarks. Okay, so fellowship, and then you'll have help. Fellowship. And so here's the thing. He could have, if he's able to help and assist in some kind of way, like for instance, you say, he's disabled, he's in a wheelchair or something like that. I don't know what your assets are, right? he could have generators and heavy equipment. He could have you could have resources, whatever the case may be. There's bartering. Okay, that's another thing when you live close enough to each other. Bartering. Okay, potatoes, corns, and carrots, and all types of vegetables. Okay, all right. So that's all I'm talking about. Okay, that's all I'm talking about. You have resource. Okay, you have resources. Then guess what? You're an asset to Israel. Period. You know, and I'm saying, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's just resources. Some people may not have a lot of money per se, but they have a lot of skills. They may have a lot of tools, a lot of equipment. They have things that Israel as a whole, the community, can benefit from. That's all I'm saying. So everyone's different. So yeah, I mean, yeah, you guys get out there. That's the key for you guys. Okay, in your case, if we're walking in faith, okay, if we're all following Yah, we all want to please the Father. It's fellowship. Let's get together on some of these feast days. Let's fellowship. Let's be together, and then he'll have brethren that can help him. That will be his hands and his feet. Okay, and then he can also be an asset. Okay, depending on your resources. Okay, depends on your resources. Again, we don't know everything that you guys possess, but I'm just saying. So, comedy is coming in a biblical perspective, and it seems that you're introducing ideas that aren't. Oh, okay, yeah. Beyond Babel, exactly. Yeah, we're just talking about from a biblical perspective. Okay, that's all we're talking about. We're just talking about from a biblical perspective. I thought the Ozarks was in Arkansas. The Ozarks is actually 4 states. It's mainly Arkansas, mainly Missouri, a little bit of Kentucky, and a little piece of another state. So let's take a look at that. Ozarks. 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 So it has Missouri, Arkansas, a little bit of Oklahoma, a little bit of Kansas. Very little. Very, very little. But it's a little bit of Kansas, just on the edge, on the border. A little bit of Arkansas, a little bit of Oklahoma, a lot of Arkansas, and a lot of Missouri. And that's the Ozarks, basically. Okay, so it's not one state. How the gun laws in Ozark, from what I hear, they're great. But one of the brothers in the chat will tell you, Brother Lamar, but they're great. I know one thing about Arizona, the gun laws are great. Okay, it is great. So yeah, that is a good thing. Family caps, biblical perspective, no words. I won't disturb. Shalom all. Family cap. Okay. Yeah. We just want to do it all from open carry, open carry in Arizona. Yeah, it's guns everywhere. So trust me. Yeah, it's guns everywhere. You don't have to worry about that. So just imagine that. I want you guys just to imagine that. So what's some of that? The right site, right place, okay? Right place, the best spot where you're going to go to be off grid. Because ultimately, the reason why the brethren are welcoming of other followers of Yeshua, followers of Yah, following the Torah, followers of the Torah, is because we may need each other when it's time to barter. So that's why you want to help each other, okay? That's how you're going to allow iron to sharpen iron. That's how we can go to one another, each other's land to fellowship, okay? So for Passover, we'll go to this brother's land. Oh, for Pentecost, we'll go to this brother's land. For Tabernacle, we'll go to this brother's land, and just keep that rotation and going and helping each other. And it's a whole potluck thing, okay? Don't come empty-handed, okay? When you go to the feast, you don't come empty-handed. And it's a whole potluck thing. And the women get together and they make it and all that. And the brothers maybe erect a canopy or something or whatever and set up the chairs and get everything ready and make a big bonfire or something like, hey, fellowship. That's what it's all about, okay? Fellowship. Okay. So no. As far as the open carry, no, I wouldn't open carry, okay? But it is open carry out here. I wouldn't do it, but yeah, it's open carry. You can do both, for me, it would be concealed, okay? So I'm not going to do open carry. I don't want to get, taken out for no reason. So I don't do it. I'm not gonna do open carry. I'm just saying, as far as the gun laws are concerned. So a lot of things to consider. You got the right site, power generation, water collection, and waste disposal. The water collection, rain catchment. There's all kinds of ways you can do rain catchment. I know they do the whole, the tin roof thing. You have your barrels and stuff like that. How are you going to purify that water? Okay, you want to think about that. Okay, because the biggest sacrifice will be comfort and convenience. If we don't know how convenient running water is until you don't have it, that's really convenient and really comfortable. You don't know until you don't have it. Now, the other thing is we have to worry about waste disposal, okay? Are you going to do everything in a permaculture way, okay? Where you're going to integrate, your waste and, to the environment, do it in a healthy way and stuff. You can, do your gardens in a back to Eden way or whatever. But let me get back to the waste. How are you going to do it? How are you going to do it? Composting? I mean, how are you going to do it? You're going to have an incinerating, an incinerator toilet or whatever. Some people, they have it where it just incinerates everything to waste. Now, of course, to most, that's a perfectly good waste of compost, and I understand that, so I'll do compost. So there's a number of things to consider in the sacrifice. You just got to be willing to do it. You got to go out to these places wherever you're going to be and get acclimated. I don't know. You gotta get acclimated. I don't know if I quite got acclimated to Arizona, because when I got out here, I was actually a white guy. So I don't know. Some things you just gotta. I don't know. I'm leaving. So let's go. I would not open carry. All this compost. Yeah, absolutely. I have a bandsaw mill and a mill to mill lumber. Awesome. Not doing it as a business, but will help Israel. Absolutely, brother David. You're just a wealth of resources. Absolutely, it's a pleasure to know you. Absolute pleasure. But those are the type of things we got to get out. Those are the type of things we got to talk about. We got to get this thing understood. We really do. We got to get this understood, guys. Understanding community. There's different types of community. Okay, there's different ways you can run a community. Different types of community. Like some people have community. Like I said, when I say tribalism or whatever, I think, and I'm not sure, but I think the Murray tribe, they, call themselves Dr. Gina Murray and her husband and co-wives and stuff. They run a farm. Okay, I mean a straight up farm, and sell their goods at a farmer's market or something like that. From what I can glean, they run a farm, stuff like that, and they have a big family, a lot of sons, a lot of boys, a lot of daughters, stuff like that. That's how he grew his tribe. Okay, that's his tribe. That's how he's doing it, and then he networks with other people doing the same thing. Okay. Yeah, son did me dirty. Absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, anyway, it threw me off for a second. But yeah, that's how, there's different ways you can do tribe. You guys choose whatever model you want to do it, that's fine. Just don't upset the apple cart. Don't try to change the model that we want to implement. Okay? Okay? We gotta we gotta understand what we want to do. And what we want to do is we want to do it the biblical way, empowering them and raise up men so they can raise up strong families in the Hebrew faith, right? Want to raise up men, okay? So they have the option of leaving an inheritance to their family, if that's what they want to do. At least create the option. And every man has his own little space, his own little land. And if people want to get out or come out of her, my people, right now, then you can when you go to a brother's land, okay? You send email and all that. And matter of fact, if you guys have questions, all right, I'm gonna give you guys an email. If you guys have questions, I'm gonna put it in the box there for you. It is, wait a minute, is it if I have it wrong, I want one of the other brothers to correct me, but TBIC 5 at Okay, so if you guys have any questions or anything, you're like, okay, how do I get out? You know, what can I do? You send an email to the email address that I just put up there, okay, tbic5 at yahoo.com. You put a you reach out. You reach out. Let's talk. You get vetted. We talk to you, and we go from there. Okay. Don't look a day over 30. I get that, but yeah, believe it or not, I mean, I'm in my 40s, so. But what can I say? I get that a lot. I was standing next to my son. We went on a cruise. I was standing next to my son, and we're in line to eat, to go into the restaurant to eat, and he's taller than me too, because I'm not very tall. He's taller than me too, and then he just looked back because we were in line. He just looked back. He said, "Hey, Dad," and then the person in front of him, they're like, "Dad, what are you talking about? It's like your brother or something, you know." So what can I say? But reach out, go to that email address that I just put up there. If you have any questions or anything like that, me or one of the brothers, we will just take a look. We'll take a look at it, answer those questions. The other brothers probably answer some of that as it has to do with the Ozarks, because a couple of brothers are already out there, so they already know what's going on out there. But look, we're trying to set something up, okay? We're trying to set something up for Israel and people who actually want to come out, okay? Coming out immediately, because you don't really have the funds. Well, then you may have to get yourself a temporary dwelling. Maybe one of the brothers will allow you to get on the land so you can, work on getting your own land. Look for land, things like that. But in the meantime, you can be learning, helping. Iron sharpens iron. Okay? So just go to that email address there, tbic5 at yahoo.com. Okay? So that's that's one of the things, that we're working on. So if you have anything, why do you just say brother owns equipment? Females are in the trades as well, brother. Okay, if you know a brother, if you know a sister that has the heavy equipment, her too. But I'm addressing the men. So can you make a video on how the big camps are doing the community model? I think it would be wise to get an understanding to determine what model you choose to adopt. Brother M4 Johnny, okay, we'll look into that a little bit more. I'll look into that a little bit more. Going to get some insider knowledge on some of the models. I will say that I did talk to one person on the model. And I'm going to go ahead and say this because it's public. I'm not picking on anybody. I'm not judging the model, okay? And it's public, right? So if you look at certain interviews with certain people, one of the straightway models, and again, I'm not qualifying it. I'm not saying good, bad, or indifferent. I'm just giving you information, right? And this is one that I've seen an interview. I talked to someone personally, and they have the straightway model, right? So here is the model. They do the all things in common, Acts 2 and Acts 4, all right? And one of the things they did so they can get out on the land, okay, is they did something called group economics. And what they did was that, brother, they have 4 or 5 families, right? And they said, okay, in order for us to do this, to buy some land and to get out and to come out of her and everything, we all need to get out of debt, right? And so for a little while, they were getting out of debt. And so no one can say, hey, Israelite Preppers talking trash. Nope, this particular interview is actually on Spiritual Combat, okay, Spiritual Combat page, and it's an interview with one of the brothers. So basically what they did was they said, okay, they started out, let's work on paying off our debt. Let's work on that. Pay off the debt, pay off the debt, pay off the debt. But they did it all as individuals. This person had a house over here. This person had a house over there. They just had fellowship together. Another person was in an apartment over here, so on and so forth. So they said, okay, this is going to take forever. So what happened was they went to the persons with the biggest house, and they may have got down to 2 houses. So I'm thinking 1. But anyway, the person with the biggest house or whatever, and they all lived in one house. All the families took a bedroom upstairs. There was one single guy, and he had the bedroom downstairs, like a 5-bedroom house. And so from there, so now all their bills gone down, shrunk exponentially because all they're doing is paying that same mortgage or rent on that house, same, light bill, same water, so on and so forth. So what they did is they took the excess money and put money towards debt, paying debt, everyone pay debt, put a little bit of money towards the purchase of the land. Okay, inside of a year they had $90,000. Okay, everyone was out of debt and they had $90,000 cash, and then they bought land in Kentucky. Okay, and so they just did it like that. So when they go on the land, then they put one brother on the land. The other men continue to work. They put one brother on the land to be there on the land, to till the land, right? To start getting things started. Okay, so he didn't work and he just worked on the land. But remember, everyone is putting all their money in the pot and giving it to the community leader. Okay, everyone's putting their money in the pot, giving it to the community leader. The community leader give them back a little bit of money and allowance according to their need. Okay, so that's one model right there, according to their need. So they got it done. They got the land. They're over in Kentucky. They bought the land, and now everyone is moving their family on the land, pretty much like one by one family at a time, still working because they have other things that they need. They need heavy equipment and lumber and everything to start building and get all the things that they actually need. Okay, so no, not difficult to understand. The lack of humility is a term. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. Thank you, brothers. Thank you, brothers. As you notice, I was ignoring someone. So thank you, brother. Hook up, brother Andre, with a wrench or someone you trust, so we can cut these trolls earlier. Obviously, when you have time. I mean, okay, brother Matt. And for Johnny, that is an interesting model, but I know there are more models. Thank you for sharing this. Oh yeah, yeah, sure, yeah, yeah. There's other models. Um, but anyway, you have that, and yeah, there's some other models, but I point that one out because that's like the most. That is the biggest example, right? Straightway community. That's like the biggest example of how how they do it. And again, I got this right from someone who's in the straightway community. And what I mean is that his interview is online right now. Okay, his interview is online right now if you want to do that. Same thing. Brother Kabir did the same thing, except that he already had his home. And where is he up there in Wisconsin? He already has his home, the 30,000 square foot home, and he just invited like 6, 7 families in there, like 16 people in his house. And again, they work around his home. They're thinking about buying more land. They put all their money, give it to him. He handles the finances and the money. Same thing. So we're talking about a different model. Okay, completely different model. You're not giving all your money to one person at all. You're not giving your own money to one person. You're not stuck living in someone else's land for good, forever. Okay, you could do it for a time, for a period, or not at all. Okay, so that's up to you. We're talking about a completely different model. Okay, so, and then again, there's some other models, but we'll look into it. Okay, we'll look into it, right? So no one's saying, "Hey, give me all your money." Okay, yeah, there's another model out there. There's another guy out there saying, give $500, and you may be selected to go on one of the communities or something like that. Nothing is yours, but you give the money, and we'll see. Okay, whose interview was it? Was it again? Okay, brother Matt, it's if you go to Spiritual Combat, you look at his video as an interview with Brother Mitchell. Brother Mitchell. So if you look up that, and he tells you, I mean, it's an inspiring story and everything, but again, what we're talking about is a completely different model. Okay, but again, Brother Mitchell. Go to Spiritual Combat page and then look for the video, the interview with Brother Mitchell, and he tells you about how they got it done. That's what they do in Texas. Whose interview? Okay, yeah. Elder Mitch. Yeah, Elder Mitch. Yep. Elder Mitch. Exactly. I argue we're presenting a straight biblical model. Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going, yeah, we're, absolutely, David. We're going Bible. Okay, we're just going Bible. We know that they lived in community. You look at the map of Israel and where all the tribes were, right? That's still a community. Okay, use that when you're talking about your neighbor, it's still a community. Okay, When they were one, all of Judah was over here, and Naphtali was over here, and you see what I'm saying? Okay, and well, Levi was spread throughout, but you get the point because they had no land inheritance. So Asher was over here. No, it's they all lived in community. Okay, same thing. So all these things still supply. Loving your neighbor as yourself. Okay, going before a council to settle disputes. That's biblical. That's book. That's Torah. Going to a council rather than going to someone else. Okay, that is biblical. That is scripture. Okay, so you submit you submit yourself to the council. Okay, they say, hey, look, this person did this, did that. Bring 2, 3 witnesses. Biblical. We're talking about a biblical model. We'll be talking about this from time to time, but we're talking about a biblical model. I'm not putting down anyone else's model. I'm not saying, oh, don't do this and all that. I'm just saying what we're putting forth. We're putting forth a biblical model. Okay, that's it. Biblical model. We'll be able to read what we're doing. Okay, if it says man needs to leave an inheritance for his children, we're gonna show you right here in the scriptures. It says a man need to leave an inheritance, or at least be able to leave an inheritance for his children. We can read that to you. Okay. We can read indentured servitude, and then after a certain amount of time, you got to let them go free. Okay, a person can work off a debt. All right, all that stuff. But we're doing it in a very neighborly way. Neighborly way. I think my brother is loving me. Okay, if I can go to a brother's land, he said, okay, let me show you how to build a house. He is loving me. He is being very neighborly. He's empowering me. He's giving me a skill. Teach a man to fish. He's giving me a skill. Okay, now I know how to build shelter for my family. Thank you very much. Another brother said, hey, look, let me show you how to slaughter a cow or a deer or something. I don't know how to butcher an animal. You're giving me a skill. Oh, okay, now I know how to butcher an animal. Being very neighborly. What is wrong? What's wrong with that model? I don't see what's wrong with that model. All biblical. We're putting forth a biblical model. Period. Biblical model. I don't need to have control of anyone else's finances. Okay? Again, I'm not taking shots at anyone. I'm just saying I don't need to. You don't need to give me all your. I don't need to do that. If you want to do that, that's fine. That model exists. That model exists. You can do that. That's cool. But what we're doing, we want to come from the book as much as possible, as much as humanly possible. What if the servant comes and has a Shia? Can she come? Yeah. Can she learn from the elder wise? That is the whole goal. Absolutely. And learn skills too. Absolutely. I just missed it straight. There was no pun intended. Okay, hallelujah. See that part. Okay, gotcha. Absolutely. That's the whole goal. That's the whole goal. Like a handmaiden is a wife in training. Okay. Someone has a shy. And guess what? Iron sharpens iron. That doesn't just go for men. That goes for women too. Women can learn from other women who practice submission and assimilation. She gets encouraged by watching the actions of another sister. Like, oh, you know what? If she can do it, I can do it. If she can serve her master, she can serve her husband, I can do it. How does she control her emotions? How does she, boom, she can learn. Absolutely. Fellowshipping with the other women. Okay? The men gonna fellowship with each other, and the women fellowship with each other. Okay? Iron sharpens iron. I was sitting here thinking you were over there listening to George. George Strait. Yeah, I mean that's the thing right there, brothers and sisters. That's the thing. It's gonna take a sacrifice. We talked about the leadership. We're talking about presenting you a different model, and what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take? Because it's gonna take a lot. I'm gonna go ahead and bring it to the close. In case you guys have any questions, go ahead and put them up there now. If it wasn't for Texas, okay. So go ahead. If you have any other questions or anything, go ahead and put it now, and I'm gonna put that email address again. TB. All right, so you guys have the email address again in case you need it. go ahead and take that down. In case you have questions for any of brothers, for any of us. If you have a question for any of us, let us know. Send your questions. We'll take a look at it and we'll go from there. Said, no, we don't have any questions, brother. Father should have stole all your material. Yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yeah, he owes me some material. Anyway, thank you for the great live chat, brother. Thank you, brother. Yeah, he kind of stole my thought. I was thinking about some of the stuff that he was saying. I'm like, oh, thunder stolen. It's gone. It's gone. But again, hey, we got out. I mean, I just want to let you guys know there was still a little bit of meat on the bone. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Okay. So let's see. Live stream. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Thanks. Thank you, brother Lamar. I really appreciate it. All right. If there is nothing else, I'm gonna bring it to a close so you guys can get on with the rest of your first day. And I will talk to you guys very, very soon. Again, see you guys on the next one. I think we're gonna be talking about some emotions, some men's emotions, women's emotions, and stuff like that. We got to talk about that. So thank you so much. Thank you, Sister Jawanda. Appreciate that. Thank you, brother Matt. Thank you, brother Lamar. Thank you, brother David. M4 Johnny. Thank you. Thank all of you guys. Shalom, and you guys have an awesome, awesome rest of the day before we get back into the grind of the week. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Next live stream, it should be Wednesday, talking about some emotions. Shalom.